So now that we've gone over all the different blood types and the antigens and antibodies that help decide your blood types, let's take a look at who can give to whom and who can receive from whom. So a type A person can receive blood that will not clump with their antibody. So they have the B antibody, okay? So they can receive blood from anybody who does not have the B antigen. So can they receive from a type B person? No, they can't, because if they did, it would cause clumping. Can they receive from AB? No. Okay. Can they receive from O? Yes. So a type A person can receive blood from a type O person because there's nothing on their red blood cells that's going to cause clumping in their body. Now let's take a look at a type B person. Can a type B person get from A? No, because they have this antibody in their bloodstream, right? And if they get that, they'll cause clumping. Same thing for an AB person. Because they have this A antigen, it will cause clumping, but they can receive from an O person because O has nothing on the outsides of their cells. Even though in their own bodies they have the antibodies, they have nothing on their red blood cells, which is what's getting donated so they can give to type B. Now let's take a look at an AB person, because an AB person doesn't have any antibodies because they have all the antigens. They get a little bit lucky. A type AB person can receive blood from a type A person because they don't have any antibodies and they have the same antigens, so they can receive. They can also receive from a type B person because they have no antibodies and they have the B antigens. They can receive from them. They can also receive from a type O person because there's nothing on their red blood cells, and because they have no antibodies, it still works for them. So type AB people can receive from A, from B, from O, and from themselves, okay? So they are called the universal receiver. They can get blood from everybody, okay? So type A people can only get from O and from A themselves. They can get from their own blood type. Type B people can only get from type B and from type O. But type AB can get from A, from B, and from O. So now let's take a look at O. Since O can give to everybody right now, let's see who O can take from. So who could give blood to type O people? Well, type A can't because look, they have antibodies here. That would cause clumping. So that's a no-go. Type B can't give to them because they have B antibodies, and so it'll cause clumping. And type AB definitely can't because they have both of them. So type O people can only receive from other type O people. So they can give to everyone, but they can only receive from other O's. So type O people, they're called the universal donor because they can give to everybody, but they can only receive from themselves. So let's take a look here really quick. Let's take a look here really quick about positives and negatives. Okay, so if I am an A positive person, so I have the A antigen, okay, and I have the RH antigen. Okay, so I'm an A positive person. Now, who can I receive blood from? I know I can receive from all A people and all O people, but what about positives and negatives? How does that affect us? Well, I can receive for sure from another A positive person because they're going to have the same antigens as me, which means nothing in my blood is going to cause problems. So I can definitely receive from a positive, but I could also receive from an A negative person because they don't have the RH factor, so it's not going to bother me. Okay, so I can receive from both A positive and a negative person. And I can receive from an O positive and an O negative for the same reason. Okay, so my O positive person will have the RH factor, but that's okay because I have it. And my O negative person doesn't have anything, so that's okay. But what happens if I'm an A negative person instead? So all I have are the A antibodies, or I'm sorry, the A antigens. That means I have both B antibodies and I have the RH antibody, right? Because I don't have either one of those on the outsides of my cells. Who can I get from? Well, I know I can get from A and O people, right? But can I get an A positive? I can't, and here's why. Because I am negative, I have this antibody for the RH factor, so I can't take an A positive because they have the RH and my body will cause it to clump. So the only people negative people can get from are other negative people. So I can get A negative and I can get O negative because my O negative doesn't have anything on it, and so I'm good. So positive people, if you're a positive person, okay, A positive, B positive, O positive, AB positive, you can receive from both the positive people and the negative people. But if you're a negative person, you can only receive from other negative people.